Blackout time, the light of extinction. We're going to talk about the ray of Aharon down to Ahriman, how this relates with the blackout. There's some very dark energy over the collective. This is Pluto. It's Plutonian energy. You may even hear random thoughts in your head that says, what's the point of living? Just know that's not your thought. That's Pluto. This is the depths. This could also be Ahriman broadcasting. Because they can do that. You know how they can read our minds with technology? They can also implant thoughts and broadcast them. Yeah. They can do that. They've been doing that for a very long time. So be aware that there's just like dark thought energy stuff in the air. And if you have your heart, stomach aligned, the 3-4 align, it's not going to affect you. But if your heart, stomach is out of alignment, the 3-4, it could affect you a lot. And you'll be like, whoa, like, why do I feel so horrible and bad? And like power failure, and am I gonna die? You know, like this kind of feeling. It's not you. So you have Ra, the sun. Ra has rays, solar rays. You can see these as colors. You can see these as names. Hold on a second. Okay, my family last name is Polish. It was originally Lithuanian. It means keeper of the name. So I tend to get a lot of downloads and insights on names and meanings of names. Now we have connecting here. Through the story yesterday where we were talking about Bathsheba and David, we mentioned Aharon and Elisheva. Elisheva connects to the Eliza effect, as Elisheva is the mother of all high priests. All high priests go trace back to Elisheva. And now scientists coined it Eliza effect, when you give life to your own life to things that God did not give life to. Elisheva's husband was the first high priest, Aharon. So on this ray of Aharon, spelt like this, Aharon, you have other names. Aaron, Ari, Ahriman. See, these all kind of sound the same. But at this level, it's high priest level, Aharon. Ari means eagle. So the high priest Aharon, it's also like high mountain. They all mean like high mountain, high mountain, high mountain. They're all very high up there, right? Except this is high priest energy up here. This is like a warrior lion at Aharon or high mountain. So when you get closer to ground level 3D, where the world Ahriman is synonymous with the Antichrist. Okay, so here we have the high priest at the top, and we have the Antichrist at the bottom, and we have the whole world. Ahriman is trying to take it over right now. So someone with the name Aaron might, instead of acting like a warrior lion, might be acting like a rabid hyena. High mountain, instead of having actual high self-confidence, could just have nerves of steel and be a narcissist. Another word for an a-hole. So you can go from being a high priest, holy as F, to being a total a-hole, to not believing in God at all. In fact, the total opposite of God, believing technology is God. That's what Ahriman is. It's denying God itself and making technology God. That's what Ahriman is. And if you look further into the name, You have Ahriman. Why did I put it right above Ahriman? Because here we have an addition of an H and a MA. This is what was downloaded. H to me is the gate, because this is a gateway. When you open the door, you get through the gate. It's like that Hebrew H has a little thing, not quite sticking it. This is a gate to the mother. Ma. So if someone, and this can apply to any man, I'm just using Ahriman and Aharon as an example. There are different levels of frequency within the same ray of the name. But here we have this interesting connection. When you take out the O, the magician's circle, and we replace it with an I, and we also have no N, Ari becomes something different, not a lion, but more of an eagle, just flying in the air. And then add an N to that, and it's 3 letters away from Ahriman, and this is a gate to the mother. So this is taking the gate. Someone with mommy issues who is at close to the level of Ahriman, no matter what the name, because this will translate and reflect throughout. Look, there's a vibration. I see myself vibrating in the phone. Sometimes there's an odd vibration that comes from under the ground when power rises within me. It reflects externally. And sometimes I can go months not feeling any vibration under the floor, and other times it will come 3 times in a day. It's very odd. So there is, this will apply to anybody's name, not just the Aaron's. Someone who is vibrating close to the level of Ahriman, not believing in God. As these are very big archetypes, the H and the Ma. The mother gate is everything. When you are close to Ahriman level, not knowing if you believe in God, you want to go through the mother gate to Gaia, or you could get lost in the Antichrist Ahriman just by going through a bad mother gate, where you don't believe in the mother, you don't believe in anything good. If God is described as all that is good, Ahriman is the opposite of that, everything that's not good. So it all comes back to the mother. And mommy says you gotta pandiculate in the morning while you're in bed, and make sure you pandiculate here, the diaphragm, because this is how you're gonna get your heart and stomach into alignment. If all the time you're sleeping on your sides, maybe even stomach, and you find you can't sleep on your back, that means your heart and stomach are not in alignment, and you probably feel full of fear, which is those demons, those bacteria, those viruses, those funguses making you feel sick, telling you can't go on your back, I'm afraid to go on your back. It makes you go afraid to go on your back, to surrender, to pandiculate like that. If you have something bad in there, it might make you vomit right away, and that's good. You got to purge sometimes. You know, in the old days, they used to have cups made of antimony just to purge, like these toxic metal cups where you leave water in it overnight or wine in it overnight, and then you drink it and you just vomit and vomit and vomit. Because the body needs a good purge sometimes. So if you have that rising acid and stuff and you're afraid to lie on your back to get that feeling, do it. And if you end up puking, it's a good puke. But you got to be able to lie on your back and do the dead beetle move, do the turtle on the back move, to be able to get the barnacles off your stomach, all those parasites, those people, those energies that were stuck on you and not letting you breathe and twisting your body all weird, because this is your center. This is the center of all of time. And they actually used to keep clocks like that. The most ancient clock was kept with water and lions' heads, where the inner basin would fill. And at 12 o'clock, it would come out of this lion's head. And at 1 o'clock, the water would start coming out of this lion's head. at 2 o'clock, at 3 o'clock. And it had 12 lion's heads going all the way around. And then it would empty and refill and start again. But this central basin has to fill up first. And this is also that Ankh breathing I was showing y'all about. This symbol, we all know, the Ankh. Okay, this is your head in here. This is your heart and stomach. You just double that up, have your 4 wings. You know, these are obviously your 2 legs. But you want to bring all your energy in here and then expand it outwards. So unlike the lion clock going one at a time, it's just all at once. You fill up and then expand your energy like that. This is what the enemy is trying to attack. It's trying to attack us here. It's trying to attack us here. Just always remember to take off the black hat. It's like just some clothing someone put on you. Oh, I saw a lost black hat the other day. I forgot to mention, you guys. Yeah, lose the black hat. And pendiculate around this area to open that diaphragm heart area. And let's read. Should we pull cards? Let's read. This is the first book. Yeah. I had ordered what I thought was 2 books, and just volume 2 arrived, and I had to order it again to get volume 1. So I haven't even opened this yet. Where are we going to open it to? Let's open it to here. Ooh, I open it like right where it's in bold, the 12 windows and their portals, but it's at the end of 75 and at the beginning of 76. So I think I'll read 75 and 76. This is the book of Enoch. Yeah! We chose a good one. Okay. This deserves a ding. Get cozy for Ethiopian Enoch Bible story time. All right. This started a long time ago, so I hope we can understand what's going on here. We're starting very far into the book of Enoch, but I trust the oracle. So the book of Enoch 75. Wait. Okay, that's better. And the leaders of the heads of the thousands, who are placed over the whole creation and over all of the stars. So this is the Godheads, I guess. The leaders of the heads of the thousands who are placed over the whole creation and over all the stars have also to do with the 4 intercalary days. What the heck is an intercalary day? Have a lot to do with the 4 intercalary days being inseparable from their office according to the reckoning of the year. And these render service on the 4 days which are not reckoned in the reckoning of the year. So intercalary, I guess it's intercalendar. I'll have to look that up after. It's intercalary. So these render service on the 4 days which are not reckoned in the reckoning of the year. And owing to them, men go wrong therein, for those luminaries truly render service on the world's stations. One in the first portal, one in the third portal of the heavens, one in the fourth portal, and one in the sixth portal. And the exactness of the year is accomplished through its separate 364 stations. I'm getting goosebumps here. We were just talking about the ray of the name, and this is, I'm seeing the correlation. Are you guys? Because I am. For the signs and the times and the years and the days, the angel Uriel showed me, whom the Lord of glory hath set forever over all the luminaries of the heavens, in the heaven and in the world, that they should rule on the face of the heaven and be seen on the earth, and be leaders for the day and the night, i.e., the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the ministering creatures which make their revolution in all the chariots of the heaven. In like manner, 12 doors Uriel showed me, open in the circumference of the sun's chariot in the heaven, through which the rays of the sun break forth. And from them is warmth diffused over the earth, when they are opened at their appointed seasons. So that's a lot like that lion head filling up in the middle and it telling the time with the 12 rays, one at a time. This is what they're saying goes on in the sky. This is friggin' amazing. So, and from them is warmth diffused over the earth when they are opened at their appointed seasons. And for the winds and the spirit of the dew, which they are, and for the winds and the spirit of the dew, when they are opened, standing in the heavens at the ends. As for the 12 portals in the heaven, at the end of the earth, out of which go forth the sun, the moon, and stars, and all of the works of heaven, and in the east and in the west. There are many windows open to the left and right of them, and one window at its appointed season produces warmth, corresponding, as these do, to the doors from which the stars come forth, according as he has commanded them, and wherein they set corresponding to their number. And I saw chariots in the heaven, running in the world, above those portals in which revolve the stars that never set. And one is larger than all the rest, and it is that makes its course through the entire world. LXXVI, the 12 windows and their portals. '76. And the end of the earth, and at the end of the earth, I saw 12 portals open to all the quarters of the heaven, from which the winds go forth and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open on the face, i.e., the east of the heavens, and 3 of them in the west, and 3 on the right, i.e. the south of the heaven, and 3 on the left, i.e. the north. And these 3 first are those of the east, and 3 are of the north, and 3 after those on the left of the south, and 3 of the west. Through 4 of these come winds of blessing and prosperity. And from those 8 come hurtful winds when they are sent. They bring destruction on all the earth, and on the water upon it, and on all who dwell thereon, and on everything which is in the water and on the land. And the first wind from those portals, called the east wind, comes forth through the first portal, which is in the east, inclining towards the south. From it come forth desolation, drought, heat, and destruction. And through the second portal in the middle comes what is fitting, and from it there come rain and fruitfulness and prosperity and dew. And through the third portal, which lies toward the north, come cold and drought. And after these come forth the south winds through three portals, through which the first of them, inclining to the east, comes forth a hot wind. And through the middle portal, next to it, there come forth fragrant smells, and dew and rain and prosperity and health. And through the third portal, lying to the west, come forth dew and rain, locusts and desolation. And after these, the north winds. From the seventh portal in the east come dew and rain, locusts and desolation. And from the middle portal come in a direction health and rain and dew and prosperity. And through the third portal in the west come cloud and hoar frost and snow and rain and dew and locusts. And after these four are the west winds. Through the first portal adjoining the north come forth dew and hoar frost and cold and snow and frost. And from the middle portal come forth dew and rain and prosperity and blessing. And through the last portal which adjoins the south come forth drought and desolation and burning and destruction. And the 12 portals of the 4 quarters of the heaven are therewith completed, and all their laws and all their plagues and all their benefactions have I shown to thee, my son Methuselah. LXXVII, the 4 quarters of the world, the 7 mountains, the 7 rivers, etc. So we got to read this because we were all about the number 7 in my last video, right, with Bathsheba. And also because, number 77. And the first quarter is called the east because it is the first. And the second, the south, became the most high. No, the second, the south, because the Most High will descend there. Yes. Yeah. There in quite a special sense, he who is blessed forever, descend. And the west quarter is named the diminished, because there all the luminaries of the heaven wane and go down. It's where the sun sets. And the fourth quarter, named the north, is divided into 3 parts. The first of them is for the dwelling of men. The second contains seas of water, and the abysses, and forests, and rivers, and darkness, and clouds. And the third part contains the garden of righteousness. I saw 7 high mountains, higher than all the mountains which are on earth. And thence comes forth hoarfrost, and days, seasons, and years pass away. Aharon also means high mountain. I saw 7 rivers on the earth, larger than all the rivers. One of them, coming from the west, pours its waters into the great sea, and these 2 come from the north to the sea and pour their waters into the Erythraean Sea in the east. And the remaining 4 come forth on the side of the north to their own sea. 2 of them to the Erythraean, to the Erythracan Sea. Erythracan Thracian Sea. It's a E. And 2, into the Great Sea, and discharge themselves there. And some say, into the desert. 7 great islands I saw in the sea, and in the mainland, 2 in the mainland, and 5 in the Great Sea. LXXVIII, the sun and the moon, the waxing and waning of the moon. All right, so what I thought was like the last sentence of the paragraph is the way it's titled above the first. It's just really weird the way it's printed. So bad with Roman numerals. Like LXXVII, it just means 78. So we could have started even at 76, but we started at 75. Let's do 78. Which is the sun and the moon, the waxing and the waning of the moon. And the names of the sun are the following. Ooh, I like this. This deserves a ding. We get more names of the sun. Yeah, I just woke up, guys. Like, blah. Hello. Matcha tea. All right. And the names of the sun are the following. The first, Orjares. It's O-R-J, A with the hat on it, R-E with the hat on it, and an S. Orjares. And the second, Tomas, with the O and the A also have a hat on it. And the moon has 4 names. So do we have 2 suns if there's 2 names? Orjares and Tomas? Our sun has 2 names. And the moon has 4 names. The first name is Asonja. It's A-S-O with the hat, N-J-A with the hat. The second, Ebla. E-B-L-A with a hat. The third, Benasse, B-E-N-A with a hat, S-E with a hat. The hat is like a little upside down V. And the fourth, Erae, E-R-A with a hat, E. So Asonia, Ebla, Benasse, and Ere are 4 names for the moon, and Orjares and Thomas are 2 names for the sun. These are 2 great luminaries. Their circumference is like the circumference of the heaven, and the size of the circumference of both is alike. What? I'm pretty sure the sun is much bigger than the moon, and the sun is a luminary, and the moon is just bouncing off light from the sun. But let's see what they say. So I'm not a big fan of the moon. You know, I wouldn't say it's like the sun at all. In the circumference of the sun, there are 7 portions of light, which are added to it more than to the moon. And in definite measures, it is... There's just like the letter S on its own. And in definite measures, it is S transferred. So I guess it's a typo. And in definite measures, it is transferred till the 7th portion of the sun is exhausted. And they set and enter the portals of the west and make their revolution by the north and come forth through the eastern portals on the face of the heaven. And when the moon rises, 1/14th part appears in the heaven. The light becomes full in her. On the 14th day, she accomplishes her light. and 15 parts of light are transferred to her until the 15th day, when her light is accomplished, according to the sign of the year, and she becomes 15 parts, and the moon grows by in the addition of 14 parts. And in her waning, the moon decreases on the first day to 14 parts of her light, on the second to 13 parts of light, on the third to 12, on the fourth to 11, on the fifth to 10, on the sixth to 9, on the seventh to 8, on the 8th to 7, on the 9th to 6, on the 10th to 5, on the 11th to 4, on the 12th to 3, on the 13th to 2, on the 14th to the half of a seventh, and all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And in certain months, the moon has 29 days and once 28. So in certain months, the moon has 29 days and once 28. And Uriel showed me another law. When light is transferred to the moon, and on which side it is transferred to her by the sun, during all the period during which the moon is growing in her light, she is transferring it to herself when opposite to the sun during 14 days. Her light is accomplished in the heaven. And when she is illuminated throughout, her light is accomplished full in the heaven. And on the first day she is called the new moon. For on that day the light rises upon her. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises at night, and the moon shines the whole night through till the sun rises over against her, and the moon is seen over against the sun. On the side whence the light of the moon comes forth, there again she wanes, till all the light vanishes, and all the days of the month are at an end, and her circumference is empty, void of light. And 3 months she makes of 30 days, and at her time she makes 3 months of 29 days each, in which she accomplishes her waning in the first period of time, and in the first portal for 177 days. And in the time of her going out, she appears for 3 months of 30 days each. And for 3 months she appears of 29 each. At night she appears like a man for 20 days each time, and by day she appears like the heaven, and there is nothing else in her save her light. LXXIX dash LXXX. So 79 and 80. Recapitulation of several of the laws. And now, my son, I have shown thee everything, and the light and the law of all the stars of the heaven is completed. And he showed me all the laws of these for every day, for every season of bearing rule, and for every year, and for its going forth, and for the order prescribed to it every month and every week, and the waning of the moon, which takes place in the 6th portal, for in this 6th portal her light is accomplished, and after that there is the beginning of the waning. And the waning, which takes place in the 1st portal in its season, till 127 days are accomplished, reckoned according to weeks, 25 weeks and 2 days, she falls behind the sun, and the order of the stars exactly 5 days in the course of one period. And when this place which thou seest has been traversed, such is the picture and sketch of every luminary which Uriel the archangel, who is their leader, showed unto me. And in those days the angel Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have shown thee everything. Enoch and I have revealed everything to thee, and thou shouldst see this sun and this moon, and the leaders of the stars of the heavens, and all those who turn them, their tasks and times and departures. Let's do LXXX 2:8 perversion of nature and the heavenly bodies owing to the sin of man. Owing to the sin of men. And in the days of the sinners, the years shall be shortened, and their seed shall be tardy, and their lands and fields and all things on the earth shall alter, and shall not appear in their time. And the rain shall be kept back, and the heaven shall withhold it. You see the weather modification people, they're really just trying to imitate end times to bring about end times. That's the black magic that they're doing. That is what the occult has always done. Look back into the year 1666, when they also tried to bring about the end of the earth by mimicking what they read at end of Bible times, Revelation times. And in those times, the fruits of the earth shall be backward, and shall not grow in their time. And the fruits of the trees shall be withheld in their time, and the moon shall alter her order, and not appear at her time. And in those days the sun shall be seen, and he shall journey in the evening on the extremity of the great chariot in the west, and shall shine more brightly than accords with the order of light. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed, and these shall alter their orbits and tasks, and not appear at the seasons prescribed to them. And the whole order of the stars shall be concealed from the sinners, and the thoughts of those on the earth shall err concerning them, and they shall be altered from all their ways. Yeah, they shall err, and take them to be gods. And evil shall be multiplied upon them, and punishment shall come upon them, so as to destroy all. So, I think we'll end it there, because that was a very good reflection of Blackout, how we started, and the way I am, it's the same front and back. So, something else has been coming in a lot, that is Hathor. The energy of Hathor is with me strong. The cows have been coming in. Also, even like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the Hello Kitty turtle weird bunny thing with the hat, that was the Hathor symbol on there. It's taken me a while to get the message. Hathor is a very powerful Aphrodite, basically. So, yeah, it makes sense that I would be in resonance with Hathor. So it's not just Hecate who's around in Santa Muerte, it's Hathor. And there's something about a real justice coming into play. That motherly, protective vengeance. So that was pretty creepy what we read about the moon, and this is why I'm not a big fan of the moon. and why I think I tend to more easily than others exist outside of space-time. Like I explained to you with the pendulum shift how it's kind of like 48 hours feels like 24 hours to me. When you stop following the frequency lines of your environment and instead go within and create your own direction and know that you are the center of the cosmos, instead of the outside affecting you, you are going to affect your environment. The more time you spend alone, the more you're going to see that's very obvious. I wonder if there isn't going to be another mini tower just from the layout mapping and my surrounding environment. The second tower is such a little makeshift mini thing. I wonder what it is more than anything. But those of us who have recently been brought through hell, I don't think that would even seem like a tower after what we just went through. It could just be the next bump for the next people. There could be another wave coming that, for others, that we already went through. It could be what's going on. There's fear being released out of the collective, the kidney and bladder area. There's mental mind control. Attachments that are being released, belly button attachments, mother wounding attachments. Yet, like, take off the black thing from your head, take off the netting from around the belly button. You want to clean every day. Take off the energy of others. Because, there's so many realities that cross over with your reality and your own patterning. You cannot affect how other people see you if they're in their own resonant frequency. You could be, Jesus himself, and this person here who has PTSD could just think, well, you must be a pedo because the church, they're just going to be messed up, even though you're like Jesus himself. So there's people who are very weird in their head. And you're weird too. We're all weird. I'm weird. Everybody's weird. Gotta respect nobody's ever gonna understand anybody else, but there's people are gonna throw some really bad energy. This is kind of like the Andy Warhol prophesied it, where in the future we would all be stars, and this is what YouTube is creating. Everybody is a YouTube star. And with stars come psychos. Psychos who feel like they know you. They dream about you. You become alive in their head. And it's like Jennifer Aniston had this fan drive through her security gates and was held at gunpoint by her security guy. And this stalker has been a problem for a long time. He's convinced that they're soulmates or something. It's like some weird fan. So you're gonna need to learn protection, to protect your boundaries. And by doing that, it's having no fear. You don't want to put your mind there or anything, but also just being careful with your energy where you go. Maybe adding up your protection, getting security cameras. Some people you're going to inspire, and that's what it's worth. It's worth all the inspiration. Some people are going to look at others and be like, wow, that's me. I can do that. Or that gave me a great idea to do this. And that's inspiration. That's what we're all here to do. It's like a healthy feeding off each other. It's nourishment. It's like, wow, that fed me something in my brain and my heart that I can now use to build and create this. Whereas you have other people where they're just stuck in their depression, right? And they're feeling bad about themselves. Or they look at the same person and instead of going, yeah, that's for me, I can do that, just slightly different. Instead of saying, I can do that, that's me, they're like, oh, I can never do that. Why am I like this? My life is going to go nowhere. They start to beat themselves up, and they don't all hear that. They're not all conscious at their repressed levels. And a lot of them would rather just avoid feeling that altogether. And then they'll just say, oh, they're an imposter. They're fake. They're phony. They like to throw that out at you too, because that's their demons, right? And they want to say the light is not real to keep their host in the dark. So I think this is the intermeshing that was spoken about somewhere in the Bible and Revelations, where the light will be darkened a bit and the dark will be lightened a bit, and this is necessary for the healing of the planet. Where it's like the light has to get a little bit dirty just to be seen, just to be made visible. It's like the dark can't see the light at all when it's so dark, unless the light gets into the dark a little bit to lighten things up. And then the dark, it's just not so dark anymore. The dark can't be as dark as it was because we're in too much light now. And that's why we're seeing a lot more. We're seeing everything that went on behind doors before. Now it's like the walls are see-through. The walls are invisible. We can access our God vision. So be aware that within a single ray of light, you can hop. You can hop frequencies. And you could either be high priest level or you can be Ahriman level. And it is up to you. And the gateway is the H. It's through the Ma, the mother. The gateway of the mother determines everything, how you see your mother. If you don't have a good relationship with your mother, if your mother was controlling, if your mother abused you in any way, if your mother neglected you, if your mother taught you that abuse was normal when it isn't, and made you an a-hole or a bitch because she was one, you need to remother yourself with Gaia, Mother Earth, or Shakti, a good female goddess. Take your pick, remother yourself, and go through that gate. Because if you don't have a mother, you risk becoming Ahriman, which is the Antichrist. And you're going to be angry at all women who, in any sense, any bit of sniff of perfume of same frequency as your mother, you're going to not like that woman. You're going to take out, you're going to transfer very repressed anger, resentment, disgust, hatred that you're harboring towards your own mother, that you don't even want to feel or can't feel, because that would go against your ego that says you're a good son and you're a good person. But you harbor all these nasty, disgusting feelings towards your own mother that you haven't faced. You're going to look at women around the world and project that onto them. And what you don't realize you're doing is that's actually how you see your mother. that you haven't accepted. You think your mother is disgusting. You think your mother this. You think your mother that. You think your mother this. You think your mother owes you something. That's the big one. Let that sink in. You think your mother owes you something. And you haven't healed that. And that's the whole thing. All men especially think their mother owes them something. And even women do, until they've healed their mother wound. Or until their mother passes away and they see them clearly for the first time that they're just a human being. Full of faults. They never could have been the superhero that you wanted them to be. Until you heal that mother wound, you are going to believe that strangers or your girlfriend, that women who trigger you at certain times, you're going to believe they owe you something. Or even without a triggering, you're just going to believe that because they were in your life so long, they should have this to fill all of your empty mother coffers that should have been filled with mother's love. You're going to expect that these other women should have given you that, which you actually had to fill with Gaia's love, the goddess's love. It's not up to your neighbor, your girlfriend, your wife to fill your mother slots. Your partner's not your mother. Your sister's not your mother. Your YouTuber is not your mother. Okay? I'm all your grandmothers. I'm not your mother. But I feel like your mom. Yeah, so I got this motherly vibe. A lot of people are going to take out their mother issues on me. I'm used to it. Don't care. I like having a motherly vibe. I'm not going to change because one person here, one person there. It's like you cannot do that. People, stop trying to change to please people. The moment you do that, you betray yourself. When you betray yourself, that's when you get evil. Because when you betray yourself, that's trauma. Anytime you betray yourself, you jump out of body at that moment. Hurt people, hurt people. When you betray yourself, you hurt yourself. And then you start hurting others and you don't know why. And that's why I'm telling you why. If you want to book a session with me, I'll leave my info in the description box. Very magical work that I do. Things present themselves to me in your biofield in the order that they must be cleared. So things move very quickly, as opposed to sitting with a Western psychologist where you just talk and you get to hear yourself and maybe get some band-aid solutions of how to just navigate and live with your trauma rather than dismantle the triggers from the root. I do the dismantling the triggers from the root thing. No band-aids. Just surgery. So this is higher level mind stuff where an image says 1,000 words. Because this is how information is presented to me. I mean, sometimes I'll get just a name or whatever, but usually it's an image or a scene. Usually it's cartoon level. And should I share that in this video? No, I'll make a separate video for the next one. Yeah, I get these images all the time, and sometimes they're so high level they can be shared with a lot of people. You know, it's not just you. It's when it's cartoon, it's you're how do I put this? It's the backbone code of the game that you're playing in the computer. It's like it's going to take you a long time to try and play through the game that was designed to trap you into trauma. I don't play that game. The game is called Trauma Trap. I open the back end of the game. I see where you were trapped. I untie you from those traps. I show you this is where you're tied. This is what we got to do. This is who we got to forgive. This is who we got to rewrite this past for, and we sort out everything and we take the layers off so you remember who you are. And it's the equivalent of about 30 years of therapy in a single day. I don't know anyone else on earth who does exactly what I do. Because I'm not the only master on earth, but all masters are a little different with their powers. I'm a supernatural empath. And a lot of shamans are, like, we take on from other people, but I tend to clear a lot of the heavier emotions for the person physically through my own body. So it makes it a lot easier for the client to face what they couldn't face before, because they have me as a mirror feeling it right in front of them, and they could see me feeling their repressed emotions. So it's extremely deep. I can't do anything lightly. I wish I could offer more affordable solutions that are shorter and lighter, but I just, when I connect, I tend to just like, I'm like a deep ocean worker here. If you'd like to donate, donations are accepted through the same email, but never expected, always appreciated. Trying to figure out how to make the switch to just celebrate and sing in devotion to God and move the energy like that. Because if you look in Gene Keys, if you look into your Pearl sequence, that's where your abundance is. And my life's work is a fixer. You come to me, I will fix you. If you're open to that, if you believe that you can be fixed, I will show you how, and we'll get you fixed. But abundance, in my Pearl sequence anyway, is celebration. And I think we all did a lot of deep work. All of us light workers, that's going to make huge ripple waves effect. And maybe the next step in all of our journeys is to celebrate it. And just leave the darkness behind and live in celebration. So through this transition, let's see how this goes. And I wish you a very, very beautiful, I don't know if it's raining where you are, but a very relaxed weekend where you breathe and get your heart and stomach into alignment. You eat really good food, stay cozy, maybe watch a movie with your favorite pet or stuffed animal or human being, and stay hydrated. Love you so much.